Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial of the day that is relevant for both prelims and mains examination of civil services will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 11th of October. First important news, Pakistan to participate in the closing ceremony of SCO. Second, space economy may touch 13 billion by 2025. This is a projection that was made. Third, government inked wage hike for PSU insurance staff with the performance. So the wage hike will be dependent with the performance basis. We'll see the detail about this. Fourth, West did not supply weapons to India for decades. That is what the External Affairs Minister has to say. And the last is an editorial, Building Resilient Mineral Supply Chain, a brilliant editorial that will give you an insight about the mineral supply chain and some of the suggestions that was given. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And before I begin the session, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative or helpful for examination purposes, do not forget to press a like button. So starting the session with the first news, that is Pakistan to participate in the closing ceremony of SCA anti-terror exercise, something important for General Studies paper 2, that is bilateral regional grouping and agreement involving India and affecting India's interest. So according to the official confirmation, Pakistan has invited for the closing ceremony, that is for the 13th of October, in the ongoing anti-terror exercise, right? This is a joint exercise that is a part of the SCO. This is known as Joint Anti-Terror Exercise, or JATE, J-A-T-E. Now, JATE is within the ambit of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization that is hosted by India. And it is understood that Pakistan team is participating in the event as a member of SCO. Earlier, Pakistan was not basically confirming its participation, but finally in the closing ceremony, the confirmation is there from the Pakistan government. Now, India also participated in the RATS meet that Pakistan organized, that is a JATE 2021, hosted by Pakistan and the Counter-Terrorism Center at Papi in the Qubair Pulkuswa area of Pakistan, right? So it is being important, talking in the consideration for the previous event, that is for 2021, Pakistan hosted it. This is important for your examination purpose. For this particular year, India is hosting it. Now, talking about the members of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, कौन-कौन से members हैं, ये काफ़ी relevant है आपकी examination purposes के लिए. So, Russia Federation is a member, Republic of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz Republic, Republic of Uzbekistan, Republic of Tajikistan, Republic of India, Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and Republic of China. So these are the member countries. It can be asked on examination for many other government examination. This type of countries, the part of the members countries, become very relevant. Now about the joint anti-terror exercise about which we are discussing the entire news. So for this time, National Security Guard is hosting the multi-JATE at Manesar and Anti-Terror 2022 under the framework of the SCO. This is the regional anti-terrorist structure at a NSG member Manesar garrison. This is a location where NSG headquarters is located in India, right? It's based in Manesar in Gurgaon in Haryana state. Now, joint terror exercise is an annual counter-terrorist exercise within the framework of the SCO RATS. So directly आपसे SCO की जो RATS हैं, खास करके regional anti-terrorist structure के बारे में भी सवाल पूछे जा सकते हैं. This is important for the prelims examination. Make sure you see all of this. We'll be discussing RATS also in the later part of the video. Now, बात करेगा joint anti-terror exercise की. This particular aim is to ensure that there is a exchanging expertise, best practices across the globe and the member countries, and it also aims to build a synergy for the counter-terrorism forces like SCO RATS and the member country to enhance their capabilities conducting anti-terrorist operations and counter security threats collectively. So this is the main rationale and the aim behind the anti-terrorist exercise. Now stages की अगर बात करें किस stages में ये complete होनी है, जो खास करके इस बार की summit हो रही है, फिर जो पूरी exercise हो रही है, which and NSG is organizing. So the National Security Guard has said that this will be completed in two stages. The first stage was conducted from July 27 to August 1st, and the National Counterterrorism Forces of the SU member in their respective countries have participated. And stage two, there's a beginning conduct was from October 8 to 13 at the NSG Manesar garrison, which is an 8 representative from the NCTF of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz Republic, Republic of Uzbekistan, Russia's Federation, Republic of India, other participate countries, right? तो जितने member countries हैं वो इसमें participate कर रहे हैं. Now about the regional anti-terrorist structure, RATS के बारे में भी आपके लिए जानना जरूरी है. As I've told you, this can be relevant for the prelims examination also. So RAT is one of the permanent organ of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. SCO की एक permanent member, basically ये organ है, and it has headquarters in Takshin and Uzbekistan. The objective of SCO RATS is to facilitate the cooperations and coordination among the terrorism, extremists, and separatists. And India has assumed the chairmanship of the SCO RATS in October 2021. So these all 3 points are relevant from examination perspective. Now some more details about SCO. If you wanted to know more details, you can take the screenshot of this particular slide, and this will help you to revise basically some of the important facts like foundation 1996, foundation of the BRICS group in 1991, Uzbekistan joined SCO in 2001, and in 2001, Shanghai Cooperation Organization was the founding declaration signed. In 2008, Iran submitted the application for the full SCO membership. These are the other details about the SCO structures, the goals and objectives that we have already discussed. Some other facts like 2001, Shanghai Cooperation's Convention and struggles against the terrorism, separation and extreme was there. 2002 में SCO की charter आई, and 2002 में again the regional anti-terrorist structure, that is RATS, was founded. So these are some of the basic important facts about the SCO that can help you both in the prelims as well as in the mains examination. And the member countries are also mentioned here, although I have discussed about the member countries as well. Now the other news, space economy may touch 13 billion by 2025. This is the anticipation that it can cross 13 billion, and something which is again a huge number. Important for General Studies Paper 3, that is Achievement of India in Science and Technology, Indianization of Technology, and Development of New Technology. So according to a joint report that was published by the Ernst & Young, that is EY, and the Indian Space Association have said that Indian space economy is set to reach by $13 billion by 2025. This is a very important fact that you can even use in the mains examination. Or mains perspective से इसे ध्यान में रखें, even for the prelims as well as for the mains. Now, Indian space economy was pegged at 9.6 billion by 2020. The satellite launch service segment set and witnessed the fastest growing spurt by the increasing private participation. So this is what the anticipation was made by EY and the Indian Space Association. Now, some finding of the report that was published. So according to the report, the space launch segment would grow by 13% of the CAGR and spurred the growth of the private participation, latest technology adaptations at the low-cost services that will be launched. Now, satellite services की अगर बात करें यहाँ पे application segment में, it would form a large share of space economy. This would amount to close to 36% of the ecosystem by 2025. So this was the anticipation that was made. Now, the growing demand of the smaller satellite is set to boost the satellite manufacturing in the country and will attract the global startup sectors, incubation space, and other startup in our country. The availability of the low-cost satellite, that is a vehicle launch coupled with the mass production, will lead to the demand from the customer around the world. So, if India grow करती है, definitely it can be a market, it can be a hub with the demand coming from the other countries as well. Now, startup or small and medium business की बात की गई है. So, as per the report, the launch of the segment has become fast, and key focus of the startup has been the small businesses and India to activate the innovation agenda to make the use of revenue opportunities. It is noted that currently India boasts over 100 space tech startup with investment segment touching US 68 billion in 2021, right? Now, the space park across the country is likely to give a flip companies operating across the value chain, especially in the manufacturing. So, manufacturing से अगर बात करें, यहाँ पे भी boost up होनी है. It can be again a leap forward that India can come with it. Now, talking about the global space economy at present, अगर बात करें value में, this is 444 billion $447 billion. By 2025, it is anticipated around $800 billion. And by 2047, where India will be marking 100 years of independence, it is 1.5 trillion. So huge value that is there. और इंडिया की स्पेस पॉलिसी की बात करें बाय 2022, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू मीन्स मेक श्योर आप इसकी जो इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स है वो जरूर नोट कर लें. Size of the Indian space is going to be $5 billion, 3% of the contributions in the global space economy, over 10% estimated contribution over the 10% of the CGR by 2030, and percentage in the GDP contribution is 0.9%, right? That has slipped from 0.26%. So this is the contribution in the space sector from the GDP. Now, the aiming of the stars, just 3 years, the numbers of startup has increased, talking about the startup culture that has emerged in India. So, अगर बात करें कितने startups हुए थे, 2012 में there was only one startup. This gradually come forward for 2015 to number 3. And at current, in 2021, there are 47 number of startups that India is witnessing. A huge number and an important factual information for prelims and mains. Now, ISRO की अगर बात करें, although the function of ISRO must be known to you, but I wanted to tell you something brief. Indian Space Organization Association की बात करें, it's industry body, and this ISRO is mostly by the control and administrative function under the Prime Minister. Space Commissions, Department of Space है, उसके बाद Antrix है, जो कि commercial wing है. ISRO की as a PSU काम करती है. NSIL is again the PSU. In space is a regulatory activities in the private sector. जितनी भी private sector की regulations है वो in space करती हैं. ISRO is again the research organization. So these are some of the important facts. You can take the screenshot for better revision for examination. Now, government Inc. wage hike for PSU insurance staffs with performances, something important for General Studies paper 2, that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from it, design and implementations. So recently the government has asked the union, all the union of the PSU general insurance industries to accept performance linked future wage revision, and it was approved. It was basically before it approved the pending wage revision, that is with the area from August 2017. तो गवर्नमेंट ने कहा है जितने भी PSUs इंडस्ट्रीज हैं अब उनकी जो वेज इंक्रीज होंगी वो उनके परफॉर्मेंस पे बेस्ड होंगी. The Ministry of Finance wanted an assurances from the union to implement this performance linked wage revisions before and approving pending wage revision for the industries. Now the government last year has approved 16% of the wage revision for the with the areas for the employees of the IPO bound LIC, and then finalized 15% of the areas for the PSU bank industries 2020. So this is already the central government decision that is there in terms of the revision of the wages. Industry के क्या stand है government के इस decision पे? The industry's observer has said that the private capital to the 3 companies, that is the United India, National Insurance and Oriental Insurance, is implementing the new wages. Now 12% की अगर बात करें hike की with the 5 years of area wage bill, and the national insurance will be around 2,177 crore. उसके बाद ये value दी गई है. This is not important for you, but just to make you understand, this is the exact value. Total value की अगर बात करें, this is close to 8,146 crore rupees, right? These 4 companies will be getting this much amount in terms of their wage revisions for the expenses. Moreover, the union has asked, the central government has asked the Department of Financial Services and even the General Insurance Public Sector Association to clear the pending wage revision, that is with the par with the LIC, that is the Life Insurance Corporation. जो इनको benefits मिली है वो same benefits और दूसरे insurance company जो government की एक तरह के PSU की तरह काम कर रही है उन्हें भी benefits मिलने चाहिए, right? So the performance linked future revision will be there before Diwali, and this come with a new proposal in the wage revision which will be effect from 2022 and 23. Now, government ने prior information दी है ये सारे PSUs को. The ministry while finalizing the wage revision has earlier informed that the next wage revision is based on the performance of each PSUs and general insurance to each individual within the company. And India is almost over a month since the finance ministry has finalized the rejected demand of the union for the wage revision in par with the LIC, and it is expected to notify 12% of the hike for the industries through union that has not agreed for the proposal. So union इसके लिए जितनी भी unions हैं वो agree नहीं है, but definitely there will be a way out. Government will be looking forward to resolve this problem. Now, West did not supply weapons to India for the decades. This is what the External Affairs Minister, Mr. S. Jaishankar, has said. India is vocal about this part, and this is something astonishing fact for the country like India, which we have not received the cooperation from the Western countries. Something important for General Studies Paper 2, that is the effect and policies for developed and developing countries on India's interest and India's diaspora. The External Affairs Minister recently has made a statement where said that the substantial inventory that India is having at current is from the Russian origin weapons, and Western countries has opted for a military dictatorship in the region and preferred and does not has considered to be a preferred partners in terms of the supply chain in the arms supply. Even they have the reference for Pakistan also, just as the Western countries and even Pakistan to support, they have not supported India. And for the all military dependence, we are mostly dependent on the country of Russia. India and Russia have a long-standing relationship in terms of certainty and served as an interest for both countries mutually. And Russia has been a major supplier of military hardware to India. अगर बात करें कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट प्लांट्स की, अगर AK-47 या AK-207 की बात करें, ये कोरबा नाम के डिस्ट्रिक्ट है उत्तर प्रदेश में जहाँ पे न्यू एस्टैब्लिशमेंट की गई है. Now, the two countries having the holding discussion in the wake of the payment mechanism between them to how the Western sanctions has even impacted Russia's, after which the Russia is also looking forward to establish a good relationship in terms of logistic supplies, in terms of arms supplies to India. Now, India-Russia's defense relations की अगर बात करें, Russia has delivered the most advanced range of S-400 missile system. I think most of you must be aware of this kind of missile system. We had a discussion on this in detail. तो ये काफ़ी advanced system है जिसको वेस्ट के sanctions के बाद भी रशिया ने इंडिया को दी है. And this is known as Russia's most advanced system with surface-to-air missile defense system, and Triumph interceptors based on the missile can destroy incoming hostile aircraft, even drone that is ranging up to 400 kilometers. Now, Russia has stated delivery of the first segment of the missile by December 21st. And in October 28th, India has signed that $5 billion to the US to buy 5 units of S-400 air defense missile system. So India is also augmenting the entire air defense system so that it can be there with the par with other countries. Now, world के biggest arm importers की अगर बात करें, country with the biggest share of the global arm import. So India ranked first with a percentage of 11.3%, followed by Saudi Arabia 11%, Egypt 5.7%, Australia 5.4%, China 4.8%, Qatar with 4.6%, South Korea with 4.1%, and Pakistan with 3.0%. The data are really authentic. These are from the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. Now, India outspent most of the world and its neighborhood. अगर बात करें neighborhood countries में, तो इंडिया की spending काफ़ी high है compared to other developed countries. The first being led by United States of America, followed by China, then India among the Asian countries, Saudi Arabia, Russia, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. This is the data, and this is the percentage share of the GDP in terms of their contributions. Now, building a resilient mineral supply chain. This is an editorial. Something important for General Studies Paper 2, that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from it. This editorial is written by Arjun Dutt. He's a senior program lead at the Financial Center Energy Finance and Council of Energy. Right? We'll see the detail what the editor wanted to convey in this. So this particular editorial has a theme of mineral supply chain, and we'll be looking into this with 4 important subheads so that it is easily understandable to you. To make it easy, we'll be looking into the background, changing task, the sources, strategy of mineral, and some suggestions that were there by CEW. So during the Independence Day speech, the Prime Minister has categorically called for a country to pursue the Atmanirbhar in energy, focusing on the clean energy and technology. As we know, this is evident. India already had made a commitment in Paris climate change, and this is something evident for the fact that India has to make. And even during the COP26, India ने पंचामृत की बात की है. And India has called for a net zero emissions by 2070. So these are some of the targets that government of India has set. So in light of that, the green and clean energy technology is very important. Now, concern over the pricing and availability of the oil and gas is again a concern for the present context because of the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, which has continued to fuel the global policies debate on the energy security. Now, क्या challenges हैं? Challenges की बात करें, first challenge is often concentrated in the regional and geopolitical sensitivity as far as the ease of doing business is concerned in terms of the global trade order. This is again disrupted. Second, the portion of existing productions is controlled by the geostrategic competitors. For example, अगर China की बात करें, they wield considerable influence in the cobalt mining. Democratic Republic of Congo की अगर बात करें, there has a huge investment in One Belt, One Road initiative. And third is the future of mining production that is often tie up with agreement in advance with the buyers countries that cater the upcoming demand. तो ये कुछ challenging task हैं in terms of the energy security as well. Now, sourcing of a strategic mineral, Government of India ने specifically dedicated KABL Kabil के नाम से, that is a खनिज विदेश India Limited बनाई है. This is a step forward towards the strategic mineral procurement, and Government of India ने establish की है खनिज विदेश India Limited Kabil in 2019, which has made secure mineral supply for the domestic market, right? सजेशंस जो दी गई हैं काउंसिल फॉर एनर्जी एनवायरनमेंट एंड वाटर की तरफ से, तो उन्होंने कुछ सजेशंस दी हैं. वी विल लुक इनटू द सजेशन पार्ट, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड दिस सजेशन कैन बी डायरेक्टली यूज इन द मेंस पेपर. आप अगर मेंस में आंसर लिख रहे हैं तो आप ये डायरेक्टली इस पॉइंट को यूज कर सकते हैं. द फर्स्ट सजेशन दैट इज देयर बाय द काउंसिल फॉर एनर्जी एनवायरनमेंट, दैट इज टू फिगर आउट द मिनरल रिक्वायरमेंट बाय द डोमेस्टिक इंडस्ट्रीज. This could be accomplished by the tasks which include the mineral power, new renewable energy, heavy industries, and science and technology to look after it. And creating a 5-year map with a clear target of deployment and indigenous manufacturing across the energy applications that would provide visibility to the domestic investors. Second is to coordinate with the domestic industries to determine whether the strategic inventories of the government would be necessary to pursue and purpose. And अगर बात करें खनिज विदेश इंडिया लिमिटेड, this is Kabil, could collaborate with the industries to bolster the market intelligence capabilities and even global supply chain. जितने points मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ point format पे, this is very very important. Now this is adequate visibly by the sourcing opportunities in conductive geography, जहाँ पे private partnership और private sector की contributions भी बताई गई हैं, and they can secure a mineral with own requirements. Third, if conducive environment is there, opportunities should be there. और जो खनिज विदेश इंडिया लिमिटेड है कभी, that could precautionary sign off taking agreement with a global mineral supply for the future productions. Now it could also aggregate the reliable supply minerals for the domestic requirement, and back-to-back sales agreement भी की जा सकती है domestic industries में. Now such large centralized national procurement could be done at the preferential items. Fourth, the government should jointly invest in the mineral assessment with a strategic partner, and Kabil could also make investment in the mining के jurisdictions में with the private sector investment to risk. तो private sectors की collaborations हो, but again the government will have a final say. There could be a leverage in the government to government partnership in mitigating the investment risk. The External Affairs Ministry could initiate the conversation with the partners countries. So into ये partnership से ये benefits होंगी कि जो member countries हैं जहाँ से mutual benefits ली जा सकती हैं, उसके advantages इंडिया को मिले. And even for the private company that is participating. Establishing a resilient, clean supply chain in a priority with a quad is again instances. Fifth, support technology that can domestically available. The deployment of technology for the sodium ion could also have the requirement sourcing from India's border. And India could consider considering the tranches of capital to incentivize investment in technology that rely on local raw materials. So this is also to have a Atmanirbhar initiative on a domestic supply chain and a domestic reserve. Now, lastly, the developed policies on the urban mining aims at recycling mineral inputs from the completed their use life, and this could be further reduce dependence on the international sourcing. अगर यूक्रेन की बात करें, other potential geopolitical flashpoint exist with the backdrop of developing multi cooperations, and India must act immediately, decisively to mitigate this risk to the energy security. For own energy security, India will definitely have to look for an option that is indigenous in nature, that is more of Atmanirbhar in nature. Right? So this is all about the part of the editorial. Now moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday's questions. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question, also the correct option is C. Today's MCQ for practice, आपको बताना है SanDisk के बारे में. SanDisk recently seen in news is related to GI Global Tech, Social Security Schemes, Instant Messaging App of GOI, a news fertilizer developed by ICL. The second question of the day, that is Security Appellate Tribunal, is a statutory body established under the provision of SEBI Act. The presiding officer of the SAT shall be appointed by the President of India. So do check it out for the correct option. And this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis, followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.